It's the Daily Doug.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Daily Doug. Thanks for being with me today. My friends, it is a jam band Thursday here on the Daily Doug. I'm excited for it. I'm going to be listening to music by Umphrey's McGee for the first time on the channel, and I am happy that you are joining me. So, Umphrey's McGee, they are an American jam band, and they formed in South Bend, Indiana back in 1997. And I have liked jam band music for a long time, friends. I haven't done a lot of jam-style music on the channel, but I have enjoyed this style of music for quite some time. Back in the 90s, when I was in high school and doing my undergrad, I became a fan of the Dave Matthews Band, and I've enjoyed their music ever since, seen them live in concert a few times. Here on the channel, I've heard some great jamming from the Grateful Dead, from Phish, from King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, from Frank Zappa, from Pink Floyd, from a lot of bands, right? But I've never heard from Umphrey's McGee on the channel, and today is the day that we finally get to them, and I am excited to do so. So Puppet String, it's from Similar Skin, which is the band's 8th album. It was released in 2014. The band recorded this album at 4 Labs Studios in Chicago, and this was the very first release on their newly formed independent label called Nothing Too Fancy Music. I love independent bands, y'all. It's really, really cool to hear what they come up with. The performance video that we are going to watch is one of the band's most popular on their YouTube channel, and it was filmed at the 4 Lab studio where they recorded the album. So let's get to it, y'all. No time like the present. We've got Brendan Bayliss on guitar and lead vocals. Joel Cummins is on keyboards and backing vocals. Ryan Stasik is on the bass. Andy Farag is on percussion. Jake Sininger is on guitar, keyboards, and backing vocals. And Chris Myers is our drummer, who also does some backing vocals. I love seeing kind of behind the curtain, friends. And so the shot here of the thumbnail for this video, it shows them in the studio. So I'm excited to see what things were looking like as they were recording this, and I'm excited to hear it. I actually have one of their albums back here, Anchor Drops. I've had it for some time, and like I said, I've meant to get to their music, and today is finally the day. So let's hear it, y'all. Puppet String from Umphrey's McGee. Here we go. Those harmonics off the bat caught my eye. Nice. Listen to that. That's a cool effect on the Rhodes. He's doing his own mixing. How about that? B minor, down to G, relative major, back to B minor, flat 6, 4, back to 1, cool. Those are single strokes. He's not doing this. Wow. That big growth, and it just collapsed into this little groove. Hear the picking on the guitar, keyboard, the bass.
It's not like there's a book for this or something you could read, 'cause I looked around and I tried to fill these holes with other roles I never learned to play.
Love the claps.
It seems like they always falter.
Encourages us to clap along.
And it always seems to disappear so quickly you can't see. somebody tell me, where does the time go?
Where does the time go? I got a bigger pile of questions than really I could ever need.
There's no explaining.
Okay, so who is running the puppet show here? Bass. And the harmonics on the guitar with the Fender Rhodes. I'm in love, y'all.
I've never heard a word about the way we're all received, at least that I believe in. And I know traditions tell it, it's different, and they spell it all laid out to read. There's no need to confuse me.
Yeah, there's no need to intentionally confuse me, friends. Just rock and roll. And I'll be your friend.
To pictures it can't be right. Then spinning we all collide.
And spinning we all collide. One big typo. This puppet show. Yeah. Great thing about jam bands, they know how to make the most of a riff. 4, 1 and a 2 and a 3 and
I'd usually
E minor.
begin this conversation differently. I know it's kinda one-sided. It's so obvious the answer, it's just a question I believe that nobody's asking.
It's so obvious the
What the hell
answer
do I know?
is a question I believe that nobody's asking.
What's really below or above us? Then maybe we all buy in and make our own collective end.
This is great.
These puppet strings don't pull themselves.
These puppet strings don't pull themselves, y'all.
You're thinking thoughts from someone.
Thinking thoughts from someone else.
How much time do you think you have? Are you prepared for what comes
Nice. It's just a couple chords. And it's over. That's one way to get back to the first chord that you played. They started in B minor. And then they went to E and never left. And then at the very end, they gave us a little B chord. How fun was that, by the way? I don't know what my hair looks like. I've got to look in my thing here. It's what happens, friends, when you give me something to groove to. And now that I've got a little bit longer hair, I can headbang along with y'all. How about that? That was so good. The pacing of that is what has caught my musical attention. First, starting with those harmonics in the guitar, Really cool harmonic grounding from the Fender Rhodes keyboard, the electric keyboard. The bass playing, the singing was great. All of them joining in the singing, and it just gets to one of those fever pitches by the end. It's almost an arch form in terms of its intensity. We start really small, and it just gathers energy along the way. And it's really impressive and really effective. Wow. So, the song is called Puppet Strings. Who is being controlled by the puppet strings is what I wanted to know. And now that I've read through the lyrics and heard the song, to hear them tell it, who's being controlled by the puppet strings? All of us, it seems. In their chorus, they say, if everyone's all subscribed to fictions that cannot be right, then spinning we all collide, one big typo, this puppet show. I interpret that to mean if all of us are following our lives and living our lives based on falsehoods, then our shared experience becomes a grand collision of complete confusion, doesn't it? It kind of seems that way. In the outro here, they remind us that the puppet strings don't pull themselves. Isn't that great? And that it's likely that our thoughts and conclusions are the result of the information that we consume, right? So, it's amazing. It really, really is. I'm thinking about now all of the lyrics and what they're telling us, right? With the proliferation, it seems like, of bad actors on the internet and in our media, seeking to manipulate us, to manipulate our emotions and gaslight us into believing the opposite of what our senses tell us. Reality itself becomes fungible when we allow that to happen. And this song was released 10 years ago. And I think society is even more confused and a bit adrift now than they were even then. And it was palpable enough then for them to write a kick-ass song about it. And I think the reason why we can't agree on anything anymore is because our source of information, largely the internet, has allowed us to create our own realities. And I remain hopeful, though, that we can untether ourselves from openly manipulative sources and forces, for the good of all of us. We need to learn better how to give credibility to a source or to a bit of information that we hear, and so that we don't get, puppeted along like people want us to. Really, really fascinating, friends. One thing I think we can agree on was how great that was and how good these musicians are. Umphrey's McGee strikes me as a band that's sort of like Marillion. They keep their artistic freedom really closely held by deciding to chart their path as an independent artist and not sign with a big-time label. That means that they get to control their own stuff. They are their own bosses. And as a result, they're developing long-term and really deep connections with their fans. Most of the people who have asked me to look at Umphrey's McGee have done so with a lot of fervor. And so I know what y'all are talking about now. That was a lot of fun. As somebody who really enjoys jam bands, that was some jamming, wasn't it? That was really great. And I'm eager to hear more of Umphrey McGee's music, but that will need to wait for another time and another episode, and I'm looking forward to it. I hope it happens soon. Until then, thanks, y'all. We'll see you next time on another edition of The Daily Doug.